So maybe you're wondering, how in the heck do I make my vegan food taste good? Today, I'm going to share with you 5 tips for making sure your vegan food is amazing. I'm here outside in my Tanzanian yard, and you can hear the chickens from the neighbor. Hi, I'm Ama Opare, and I often hear that question from my coaching clients, from people who are on my blog, is how do you make your vegan food taste good? So here's my 5 top tips for making amazing tasting food. The first thing is to blend the 5 flavors, and those flavors are sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami or savory. And you want to have in most dishes at least a little bit of each of those 5 flavors. I mean, like even desserts oftentimes need a little bit of salt just to kick that flavor up a notch. So you want to make sure that you're using some of each. And when you taste something and it doesn't have that life, it doesn't have that zest, think about which of those flavors you might add to your dish to make it taste better. You can, for salt, you can add, soy sauce or miso or salt or, some saltier ingredients, seaweed, things like that. For the sweet, you can add sugar, of course, but maybe raisins or dates or fruit. There are sweet vegetables. What can you add that would add a touch of sweetness to your dish? For the sour, there's, citrus juice, vinegars. For bitter, you can add some bitter herbs or bitter greens. And for the savory, for the umami, adding some mushrooms or some herbs. Each of these things, by combining all of these 5 things, the sugar, the salt, the sour, the bitter, the savory, your dishes will have multi-layers and will be much more satisfying. So that's number 1, making sure you're blending all 5 flavors in your dishes. And sometimes it's not even in the dish, but on the plate. So maybe your meal has something that's a little sweeter, something that's a little more sour. So it doesn't have to necessarily be all in one dish. So the second thing is to really get familiar with spices and herbs and start building your spice cabinet. You want to have things like cumin, turmeric, curry powders, chili powders, dried herbs, cinnamon, ginger. There's so many spices and herbs. So every time you go to the market, see if you can pick up something new that you haven't used before. Or as you're looking at recipes that have spices you don't have, start including those. Bear spice for Ethiopian food. So many amazing spices that will really make your food taste delicious. So blend those 5 flavors. Get that spice cabinet chock full of amazing, flavorful spices and herbs. The third thing is related to that is learn about international seasoning, international flavor combinations, because there are many very delicious, flavorful foods from all around the world. From Ethiopia, from West Africa, from South America, Mexico, from Asia, Chinese, Thai food. So many great tasting foods. And each one uses different combinations of spices, herbs, seasonings, flavor, ingredients to make their food have its distinctive taste. And I have a video all about how to make different international flavor combinations, and I'll link to that below. So check that out if you want to learn more about how to make amazing international flavored foods. So that's number 3. The fourth thing is to learn how to make your own vinaigrette dressing, because as salads are probably going to be a good portion of what you eat, having some delicious dressing will totally make the difference. And the dressings can be much more flavorful and healthy if you make them yourself. And they're really very easy to make. You can make them in 5 minutes or less. And so I also have a video for that on how to make your own vinaigrette dressing. And you can use many different things to make them taste different each time. Different vinegars, citrus, different herbs, different spices, so that you can have a whole range of great salad dressings. And they work really good as a marinade too. You can use it to soak broccolis in or mushrooms in or things like that, and then add them to recipes to add some other flavor there. The fifth thing is to use seaweed, because seaweed can help add a seafood flavor to your dishes. You can use nori, you can use wakame, you can add the seaweed to your nut patés, you can add the seaweeds to your soups, to all types of things, to your salads, to give your food a bit of a seafood taste. But do make sure that you look for Atlantic seaweed. We try to avoid the Pacific seaweeds because of all the radiation that's been still continually coming out from the Fukushima accident that happened a number of years ago. So stick with the Atlantic seaweed. So those are the 5 things, is to balance the 5 flavors in your dishes, to build up a spice cabinet of delicious seasoning and spices, learn about international seasonings and flavorings, learn how to make your own vinaigrette dressing, and try using seaweed to add a bit of a seaweed flavor. If you'd like even more ideas, you can download my free guide for unlocking the secrets to a flavorful kitchen, a flavor-filled vegan kitchen, and the link is down below. And you can also get even more ideas, more recipes that utilize these ideas in my recipe book, Food for the Soul from Ama's Kitchen, and I have the link for where you can get that. It's available on Amazon in ebook and print. And do check out those videos that are linked below as well, to really become a master at making amazing vegan food. I'm Ama Opare here in my Tanzanian kitchen, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye for now. Kwaheri.